Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show. In today's episode, I wanted to talk on video game developers making their games too realistic. Like overall, like there's things about video games that I'm like, fam, like this is what would happen if it was real life. But this is a video game. You should not be trying to turn a video game into real life. And I think that's what a lot of people seem to forget and misunderstand with video games, is that we're playing that to escape from real life. You know, like, yeah, I feel like that there's people out there that kind of like, you know, they take video games too seriously. And they're the ones that need to experience the realistic in video games. But your average person like myself, where I'm playing video games just to overall have fun. Like, that's it. That's all that I care for. But when you're having it where I can't even do that, like, honestly, sit down and think of a video game, a basketball video game. And two games I wanted to compare is NBA Street Volume 2 and the latest NBA 2K video game. Now, before in NBA Street Volume 2, you just started playing. It didn't matter, and you built so they kind of had you already start off on like a high skill level, or more so made it like to where you understood the game a little bit better before you got into it. With 2K, on the other hand, they're making it like, oh, your character, he's in high school, but a college recruiter contacted him, and now he's going to be enlisted in college. Plays a few games. Oh, now he wants to get enlisted in the NBA. My thing is this. When they do all of that, you need to have it where my character is at that skill level where he is getting noticed by colleges and the NBA and all that. Because what I don't understand is that they'll do that, right? And they'll make it try to seem as realistic as possible, but they will have it where it's like the skill level is also realistic. So like if you have no skill level with that game, your character is going to be out there like just playing like just trash. Like he's going to be trash at the game of basketball. And I'm like, fam, did you forget that this is a video game? Like I know in real life I am trash at basketball. That's why I play the video game version. And then when I want to build up that skill level of playing basketball, I will go to a gym or a basketball court, probably watch 7 hours of YouTube videos on how to play basketball, and then play it. That's what I feel like when video games are trying to be all realistic and stuff. It's like, fam, I very well can go out and about and do whatever things that you want that's in these video games. But when you're having it, like, that's why, like, when, in the one game I had to, like, kind of, like, shout out and show praise to is Call of Duty. Now, Call of Duty, I remember in Modern Warfare, because I just recently played and beat the last Modern Warfare that came out. It's like that, not remastered, but that new version of Modern Warfare, whatever they want to call it. But anyways, so I recently played that, the story mode, and I beat it. And they had their moments where it seemed, like, realistic, but they also gave you that like video game feel. Like even though that it's like covered in this like realistic mask, you still get that like feeling of you just sitting down and having fun with a video game. That's what I have to say what I respect about Call of Duty, is that even though they're trying to make like gun sounds realistic, the campaign realistic, multiplayer realistic, all that stuff, that's chilled. That's cool. I like that. But when it starts getting to a point where they're like, oh, if your character, if they get shot in the leg or something, oh, your character, he got to go through surgery and he also has to pay medical bills. So, and you got to do all these other extra things. Now he got discharged from the military and he's working at your local grocery store because I'm saying it's stuff like that where I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, keep it like how it's always been. If I get shot in the leg, I get shot in the leg, and my character is still going around full speed like nothing happened, alright? But I'm just saying, it's going to get to a point in time where there's a video game that just gets like, sorry to get off topic, but dang, it's 76 degrees right now, and I'm like, that is insane. I'm like, it was cold like not too long ago, and now all of a sudden it's like, it's getting hotter outside, and I'm like, fam, I'm not liking it, because it's, you know, I don't do so well when it comes to hot weather. Oh, that's nice. So Monday, well, it's going to get cooler, but Monday is going to be 91 degrees. Cool. Nice. Always gotta love when it just gets mad hot outside. Well, I know I'm getting me some ice cream this weekend, so, but anyways, alright, but getting back on video games being too realistic. And then there's a skateboarding game. Now, I'm gonna be talking on like quite a few video games. Well, the ones I can think of on the top of my head, but I will be thinking of quite a few video games. But no, and then there's a skateboarding game called Session. Now, the thing that I don't like, the one thing that I don't like with video games that they're doing is like they're forcing you to, you gotta like complete this in order to like progress in the game or whatever, you know. And I'm like, most video games are like that. Don't get me wrong, that's like a feature I think that needs to be added in the game. But when you're having it where there's like, so overall their whole backstory for that game Session is that they want that the game is designed for skateboarders. And that's what I don't like, is like when you're making a game designed for skateboarders, don't you think, like, this is when thinking comes in, don't you think that a skateboarder, if you already know how, if I know how to skateboard, I'm not going to go out and buy a video game of skateboarding. I'm going to go out and actually skateboard. If I want to play, my thing is this, and they try to make it all realistic. They try to make it, you know, where like the tricks is like mad difficult to complete and all that crap. But here's the thing though. Why is it that this game, because if you're making it seem like that people like the realistic feel in video games, why is it that people are still wanting to like play the Tony Hawk games till this day versus that game? You know, you would think that like, oh, okay, well, it's like, this is more realistic than Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk, I can have my character. I remember there was at times where I would have my character, you know, holding on to like a railing or holding on to like one of those skating or skate ramps, and he's just holding there with his skateboard in the air doing some like crazy trick, and he's sitting there for like an hour, 2 hours, because I'm trying to get the most points. See, the thing is like, even though like it's okay, I feel like, to make the game look realistic, but when it starts acting realistic, like, oh, your character, he tore a muscle in his arm so he can't hold on to this arm, or your character, he can't do this or he can't do it, when it's stuff like that where I'm like, fam, this is a video game, okay? This is 100% a video game. This isn't real life. This is a video game. So why are you trying to make it like real life? Then that's why I'm like, that's why I have problems with games like that. I don't like playing games like that. When they try to like, oh, the most realistic video game of all time, I stay so far away from it. Because no, that's 2K. I feel like 2K is the main one that preaches that, where they're all like, oh, this is the most realistic basketball simulator of all time, or this is the most real. Oh, and then racing games. Those, now, there's a few games that I want to talk on when it comes to racing, because there's these two motorcycle racing games that I played. One that I played a while back, and one that I played recently. And then there's this like car racing game where it's like, fam, it's stuff like that that's not gonna make you want to play the game. All right, so let's start with, I think I played the motorcycle game first. But anyways, there's this motorcycle racing game called Rims Racing. Now, it's like they have it where it's like, I think like Ducati's, like, I can't think of the name group of those specific bikes, but anyways, they have like these racing bikes, and the game, honestly, like when you're seeing videos and all this other crap of like people playing it and gameplay and all that stuff and reviews, the game looks fun, but when you actually sit down and play it, it's not fun. It is not fun at all. Having it where my character is constantly falling off of a bike, and I'm like, fam, what is the issue? Why does he keep falling? Oh, I forgot, this is the most realistic motorcycle racing game of all time. So I had stopped playing it, wasting my money on the game, but I overall had stopped playing it. And I'm like, no, that's stupid. They shouldn't have it where it's like your character, oh, because he leaned to. It's a video game. It ain't meant to be realistic. If you guys did not catch that point throughout this whole podcast episode, video games aren't meant to be realistic. Never. When you think back on like some of the first few video games that like really emerged, that really had like, that went viral, I'm talking like all the way back in like the 80s and 90s, like Mario, Pac-Man, Asteroids. Those are some of the most unrealistic games. You mean to tell me a plumber on his like day-to-day job at some point in time came across a dinosaur kidnapping a princess name, or what's the girl's name with the princess in the Mario games? Princess in Mario games, because I can't think of Peach. No, is it Princess Daisy? Is that her? No, it's Peach. Princess Peach. Yeah, okay, yeah, alright, so it's Princess Peach. But yeah, a dinosaur kidnapping a princess named Peach, and then all of a sudden, yeah, this plumber, he contacts his brother named Luigi, and they go and they take down the dinosaur. What part of that is realistic? Asteroids. You're in space shooting all of these asteroids that's just for some odd reason attacking you. They're not flowing all around and stuff. They're only attacking. That honestly should be a video game in this day and age. You would think like they would make something like that. Because I feel like that would be such like a dope, like a 3D version of that game. Like, why haven't they did anything like that? Like, they need to work on that. They need to come out with like an asteroid game today. Because I think it would do well. Just don't make it all realistic. Oh, your spaceship ran out of gas, so therefore you can't you can't fly around no more. You gotta go and buy gas now in order to. And I'm like, see, it's stuff like that where I'm like, you're doing too much. You're just doing way too much of things. What was the other game? I said Asteroids, Mario, and Pac-Man. What is Pac-Man? Okay, what, honestly, in what universe, in what realistic world does Pac-Man fall in place? Because I'm saying, like, I played Pac-Man not too long ago, and now thinking about it, I'm like, fam, I've never seen anything in a realistic environment where it involved a Pac-Man scenario, alright? But anyways, yeah, Rims Racing, trash. Don't buy it. Another motorcycle game, MotorGP 22. I played that. It seemed like it was fun, but for some reason it was like, oh, your character, he can't brake, he can't do this. Oh, he's gonna keep driving off, or going off on the tracks and stuff. He's gonna keep falling. I instantly got my money back for that game, because I was like, no, this is stupid. I'm not playing it. And then there's this other racing game I was talking on not too long ago called Assetto Corsa Competizione. And, yeah, that game, trash. So, and for those that didn't, so I'm gonna only just talk on that game briefly and stuff. But, no, so there was a time, I was playing that game, like, almost every day. Every day, alright? Learning pretty much learning how to drive in that game. Because I recently picked up a steering wheel, or I picked up a steering wheel at the time. And, yeah, overall was all like, this is the game that I want to play. This is the game that I want to, really just, like, main on when it comes to that steering wheel controller. So, anyways, picked up the steering wheel controller, bought Assetto Corsa Competizione not too long later. And, yeah, overall, like, I was enjoying myself. I was like, this is fun. This is dope. When you actually sit down and learn how to play the game, it gets easier as the time progresses on. So then I started the career mode. Career mode was it was a challenge. It's probably one of the most challenging career modes I've ever played in a video game. But they were trying to, they were saying that it's a realistic simulator designed by racers, made for racers. I hate when they say that, because I'm like, fam, if you're a professional racer, you're gonna just go to work. You're not gonna come home and play a video game, all right? So anyways, but, so I ended up, progressing a little bit more in, career mode. They have it where you gotta go through, like, a crap ton of, like, practice, racing before you actually get into your official race. So then it got to a point where I did get to my official race. And I'm so happy. I'm like, fam, this is gonna be a walk in the park. I already know what to do in things. So I get through the race. I'm first place in the whole race. It gets all the way to when I cross the finish line. They tell me that I'm in last. What do you mean I'm in last? I was in first place this whole race. What do you mean I was in last place? What are you talking about? And you mean it? And so this is from what somebody told me, that if you don't go through the pit stops on there, then you automatically lose. Are you serious? You mean to tell me I wasted my money on some crap like that when every other racing game, from Mario Kart to the one racing game that came out this year, Grid Legends, let me think, Forza Horizon, Gran Turismo, all of these games where they have it, where you're in first place and you cross the finish line in first place, guess what place you're gonna be in when you, overall, when the race is over? First place, which means that you won. They're not going to have it set up where it's like, oh, if you don't go through a pit stop, you lose. And that's why I'm like, fam, if anybody were to ever ask me like, oh, I'm getting in the racing game, should I get this? No. The one, I'm like, I guess the one that like does pretty well that everybody plays is just the regular Assetto Corsa. But the Competizione one, no, do not buy that. Don't buy pretty much any video game that preaches about being realistic. Don't buy it, because it's not, it's overall just a game that's supposed to frustrate you. It's not a game designed to like, oh, you're gonna learn or you're gonna overall have fun with it. It's designed to frustrate you and stress you out. So anyways, and that being said, yeah, overall, long story short, video games need to stop being realistic, quote unquote realistic. But yeah, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. Make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And then that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.